as part of the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival in July, one of the international documentary features, and this one is from Chile, is a film called Walkatjurra. And it's a Chilean film that was shot in Western Australia. And it's my great pleasure to welcome Alessandra Cristina, who is the producer, and Francisca Silvia Brava, who is the director of Walkatjurra. Welcome to Movie Metropolis.
Hi, thank you to invite us.
So good to talk. Yeah, hola. Yes, so good to talk to you both. I must admit, and Alessandra was explaining it to me just before we started, how did both of you meet?
We met in Santiago during the youth strikes we had in 2019 for different months. Several months there were protests, and we lived in the same neighborhood. So it was like our routine every day was to go to the Alameda, the main street where the protests were, and then go back to the neighborhood. And we had like an assembly, how do you say? A group of neighbors.
Assembly, yeah.
We organized that with our neighbors, and we were part of the communication part of the assembly. So we start work together every day in that crazy world was Santiago in that day, and we start to trust each other. So we both do documentary. So now Pancha Francisca need her producer, and she asked me, "Hey, would you like to join us in this project?" And I say, "Yeah, okay." And we start with Walkatjurra also officially.
Official. How interesting to hear that backstory. So now tell me, can you both tell me how it came about that you came to Australia to film this documentary about the protests on the uranium mine in Western Australia?
I'll get that question. Well, I went to Australia with a few things to do. And one of them was to learn about the Aboriginal culture. For me, it is very interesting that culture. Every indigenous culture for me is very interesting as a documentary. So I went to Australia with the other director, Carol Risler. She's from Australia. We met in Chile. We went to Australia and looking for some community or Aboriginal people who were able to show their culture to us. We knew about this walk. We knew about this walk against the uranium mine. We said, okay, let's film this. This is very interesting topic. It's something that nobody on the world knows about this business, this industry, this connection between uranium, indigenous people, and violence, and then atomic bombs. So we say we do everything to go to the walk, and then we were filming during 200 kilometers around the walk.
How very interesting. So how easy was it to, first of all, talk to and interview some of the indigenous people, and secondly, to film all of this walk that is so interesting?
Yeah, it wasn't very easy, your second question, not because the technical things, I mean, we went just with one camera, without tripod, a few things for sound, a few batteries, a small computer to pass the material, the image. So yeah, it was very difficult because we were walking and camping on the road, on some spots on the bush. So then we have to charge the batteries with solar panel from a little truck. So yeah, that was difficult, and also we were walking, so was very tired sometimes. Like, I don't want to film today. I don't want to walk with the camera today. I'm lazy. I'm tired. But yeah, anyway, it was fantastic to be on the bush. I think the stories and the aperture from the Aboriginal people to show to us their culture was amazing. So that's why I was very like enthusiastic, like, let's do this again and again and again for 1 month. And also, yeah, they were very able to talk about their spirituality, their culture, their problems in their lands, like how the England testing, nuclear testing, were inviting them for a long time, how the biodiversity of the bush in their territory is being attacking or being not protecting. So yeah, they are very nice with the people who want to know deeperly about their culture and their spirituality.
That is so interesting, and that certainly comes across in the film. How long did you spend in Western Australia?
1 year, 3 months, something like that. Yeah, I went for a long time.
But the filming wouldn't have taken that long.
No, the film we just shoot the image on the walk for that month of protest. But then I had to came back to Chile. So yeah, we came with the image, and here we did everything of the post-production as editing.
Yes, I'll ask you about the editing. In a moment. So, Alessandra, you didn't go to Australia, but what was your role in producing the film?
Well, first of all, before she closed with Carol, Francisca and Carol closed their film, Francisca asked me, "What do you think about that?" So we had some meeting and we talk about that. And then now, because I arrived when it was pretty ready, everything. So what I'm doing right now is to send the film to the different festivals, and because our aim is that more people could watch it more. For us, it's very important that people can have an access to this film, because also we live in Chile, so it's not actually the center of the media world as Australia sometimes, but there are some things that are pretty similar. Like, we have also Aboriginal community here, and no one talk about that outside. So, and in this case, with the Aboriginal communities in Australia, we are talking about the uranium business. And the uranium business is so important for the whole world because it's the base of the nuclear energy and also the war industry. So, for example, Carol is from France. It's not from Australia. She got confused before. Carol is from France. I'm from Italy. In France, is the second largest producer, of nuclear energy.
Right.
So where does this energy come from? So what I'm doing right now is to send the the film to the festival for our festival tour, but also to I'm helping with the communication of the film because we want to show after this year that is about festival, we want to show to more people possible.
Of course, I absolutely understand that, and it would be nice to screen the film at other film festivals, including in Chile and other places, and so on. So, but it's great that it's screening at the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival. Can I come back
it's a
to
huge possibility
yes, go on.
for us.
Yes.
That's it's a huge possibility for us now that we are into the Melbourne Documentary Festival. It was great. It was a great news for us.
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic, and it's a terrific festival. So I'm very pleased that it's in the festival. It's an interesting film. So, Francisca, I'm really intrigued. When you were making all this filming, you were talking to people and so on. What was the editing process like for you? Because with a month of filmmaking, it must have been fairly difficult to decide what was edited and stayed in the film and had to be taken out of the film.
Yeah, that's true. It is difficult, but I think I think as a woman, we try to, the cine is collective as well, and I think the mood of work that we did was very interesting because we were sending the editing to France. So where the film was editing on France in some point, then in Chile in some point. So it was showing to some friends to decide that. Also, we have a friend in Australia. She's working, is an activist against nuclear power. And she also is very close to the Aboriginal people. So also we were in contact all the time to tell them that this film was true. You know, sometimes people say, "Hey, I want to do some film about you," and then you don't see anything, or never again, you never again meet that person. So for me, it's very important to the word that you say and the action you do. So for me, it was a compromise to finish this documentary because I think it's a way to darle volumen, ¿cómo puedo decir eso? To
give importance.
To give importance to these topics, to give importance to the Aboriginal culture. Many people from Chile went to go to Australia with work and holiday visa, and they went to the beautiful places and to the beautiful coast, and they don't see neither the original culture over there. So this is like a like something to show to my people, but also because the topic is something that is important for all the world, I would like to show it to all the world. You know, but for me it was very important to say, hey, here there is an ancestral culture. They are fighting against the uranium mine long time ago. This is very dangerous for the human race and to the planet. So let's talk about this, and the right people to talk about this is Aboriginal people. So after that comprensión, entendimiento.
Understanding.
Yeah, after that understanding, we make this compromise with the Aboriginal people who were able to talk to us for the film.
Well
Can
done.
I add something?
Yes.
Thanks.
I think one of the most interesting thing of that film is also the question Pancha and Carol do to their self, like how do we talk about violence industry or war industry always in the same terms? They were looking a way to talk about that from a no-violence position. And I think what she just said about the way they editing that is an example of that, because they were like coherent with their action, because one of the worst thing of to make a documentary, I don't want to talk about how do you say bad about my colleagues, but a lot of people use extractivism. You know, they go to a place, they do their film, and then goodbye. Just as she said, but she with Carol, they were collaborating with the people, with the protagonist also after that, not just in that month, in that 200 kilometers. So I think it's a metaphor of the anti-extractivism also in a cinema language. I hope I spoke well.
I like that. It's sort of not going with the violence that's usually associated with this sort of film, but more the positive aspect of protesting and walking and talking and finding out more and so on. So yeah, no, I like that. That's really good. Yeah, excellent stuff.
Yeah, I would like to say something about that experience. For me was very important. I think not just for the documentary we made. It was very interesting for me to know this spiritual dimension of Australia around all the island, and also was beautiful to be on the bush, feeling the land, feeling the little birds, feeling the earth, the trees, the people. The contact with the people was very amazing. So I tried to share a little bit of that experience in the documentary. Also, I learned how to carving like them. So until now, I carving because I learned that with the Aboriginal people. So I love that experience.
That is terrific. That's really nice to hear. Tell me, were there any occasions, I was worrying at times watching the film, were there any risks? Were there any people, police or whoever, who tried to stop you from marching or from protesting or whatever?
Not really, but we feel the force of the industry when we were walking, like big trucks passing close to us. Sometimes we were walking in a big avenues or roads with a lot of cars passing fast. So the organization were very brilliant about the security of the walk. We were always with a little group in the first and then in the back, carrying on the group, hold the group. And we were always with our camera, like going around. Many times we were running because the group was a little bit more far. So yeah, not risk, but some difficult. Sometimes, for example, to get a calm image, I had to wake up before the group to go to the bush and have a little time for me to film, because the walk was always very like fast and moving around. So sometimes for the rhythm of the documentary, we had to make some stops, some you know what I mean. Like
Yes.
I had to go out of the group and look for some moment, like quiet moment to film what I want to film.
I understand. Okay. I understand walk. What does Walkatjurra mean?
Walkatjurra mean you have to watch the documentary. You can.
I did, and I missed it.
Yeah, Mr. Cook, who passed away right now, like 2 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
He tell us that Walkatjurra means like how we have to follow the ancestor steps. And the ancestors say always that there were some bad points or dangerous point in the land, and that dangerous point were private for the access for the Aboriginal people. So the ancestors say to the Aboriginal people, don't go to their point because it's dangerous. And that points were uranium points. So when they say, let's follow the ancestor steps, they are saying, don't go to the uranium point, for example.
I understand. How really very interesting. I know my Zoom meeting is running out of time. You worked very well together by the sounds of it. Are you working on another film at the moment?
Not in my case. I finished another one just 1 year ago. La partitura documentary, the musical screen is about, the musical sheet is about and it's about the how to say this, autism group learning musical score. So it's about education, autism, musicians, and that documentary went to some festivals, and now is showing in Brazil. We could send the documentary to there for some education programs. And in the same moment when I was finished that documentary, I was editing this documentary. So yeah, it's like a work that we are doing. In between, we are doing many other things.
Sure, I understand.
like life, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
Life gets in the way of filmmaking. I understand that.
and also when you finish one film, you have to make many things after that to show the film.
Of
It's a
course.
big part of the
Yes.
producer of a documentary or film. So yeah, we are in that moment, and we are not filming another for this moment. In my case, I
In your
don't
case,
know.
yes. I know, I understand.
I'm-
Alessandra, are you working on another film?
I'm finishing my documentary about kidnapping in Argentina
Ah,
for sexual abuse. Then, from the point of view of a mother who lost her daughter, and she started an organization of mothers who are looking for their daughter that are kidnapping for sexual use. Yeah, I always say, for the happiness of my mother, I came to Latin America for like easy stuff, you know. And then I collaborate with a Italian ONG, and now we are I'm doing like investigation or research here about environment for another project about Europeans industry that came here to extract energies and then show they are very, very green in Europe, but they aren't. So always like
okay.
that.
All interesting projects, and looking forward to seeing them all. Maybe they'll end up at also at the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival. Who knows?
Who knows?
Look,
Who knows?
it's been such a pleasure talking to you both. So Walkatjurra is screening in July as part of the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival, and it's been my great pleasure to be speaking to the producer Alessandra Cristina and to the director Francesca Silvia Brava. Thank you so much, both of you, for talking to me all the way from where you are from.
Thank you
Thanks
very much for
Peter.
the possibility.
Thank you so much. All the best. Bye-bye.
All the
See
best
you
to you too.
in Melbourne for the festival. Then.
You're coming to Melbourne?
No, but we hope people who will read you or listen to you will go to see the film.
Of course, and definitely see the film Walkatjurra. Definitely worth seeing. Thank you so much.
Ciao.
All the best.
Thank
Ciao.
you, Peter. Nice to meet you.
You
Ciao.
too. All the best. Bye-bye.
All the best. Ciao.
Bye.